What is the connection between space migration and finance? I want to show you the connection by the end of this video. Libertarian thinker Robert Anton Wilson once penned the following.
Space migration. Whenever new territory becomes habitable, humans move in, so it does not require shamanic talent to foresee a migration into space.
You'll enjoy space travel at its most luxurious.
As that may still take quite a while. In the meantime, you might want to consider migrating to cryptospace. Cryptospace is my name for the part of cyberspace presently invisible to government snooping.
The Encyclopedia of Social Invention says that virtual communities which use virtual cash have been around since at least 1983, when the first non-interest-bearing, tax-free virtual money was made in Vancouver. As time went on, virtual cash was used as far south as San Diego, even though the idea had not been talked about much publicly. Unlike Federal Reserve notes, cryptocurrency, a type of barter, does not require interest because it was created by the individuals who use it. Federal Reserve notes, on the other hand, are issued with the explicit intent of earning interest at whatever rate the market will bear. Your share of the national debt is the money you owe the Federal Reserve Bank for using their notes, which you must continue to use until you locate the doorway to freedom and vanish into crypto space. Because the IRS can't discover it, cryptocurrency is tax-free.
Right. Put the rest of the money in a tax-free mutual fund.
You've probably heard the definition of the crypto space by now. What exactly is the opposite of crypto space? Geospace. Anyone who wants to be free in geospace is going to run into problems that are too big to deal with. From George and Jonathan Jackson and David Koresh in Waco, Texas, down to the recent unrest in the Ukraine. Geospace is not free. Every square inch of the world has been mapped and claimed by a country, a company, or a syndicate. The world is basically a prison yard, and all the gangs want to rule it.
Fair enough.
The only remaining frontier is in the digital world. Buckminster Fuller wrote in his book, Grunch of Giants, that in 1983, when the book was written, it cost $100 million to run for president of the United States. Because of inflation, it costs even more now. Find out where politicians get this kind of money, and you'll find out who really runs the world today. The internet makes disovereignization inevitable, wrote Fuller, which is a term he coined. Let's look at the word sovereign. It is defined as a supreme ruler, especially a monarch, also possessing supreme or ultimate power. Fuller predicted that informed humans worldwide would disovereignize the planet, cooperatively advantaging all without disadvantaging any through electronic speed-of-light synergy, also known as the internet. That day has arrived in the form of DeFi, or decentralized finance. Decentralized finance is a new financial model and has emerged to address some of the limitations of centralized finance.
What do you know about banking?
Banks take deposits and make loans, mostly on property. Owning a bank is like owning the other side of the real estate business.
I'm pretty sure there's a few complexities you just left out. Like, we black, and this goddamn bank is in Texas.
There's no Texas law that says we can't own a bank. Now, I concede us being black may be an issue, practically speaking.
Oh, you willing to concede that?
The word decentralized has been used a lot in the last few years. The term has been used to describe everything from finance to energy and even government. Today, it is becoming more and more common for people to think that this is the way we should live our lives. Financial transactions that are not controlled by a single person or group are called decentralized transactions. Finance that isn't centralized means that there is no single point where your money or assets can fail or be in charge. There are many ways to make things more decentralized, such as through peer-to-peer lending and decentralized exchanges, both of which are worth looking into more. The main idea behind decentralized finance is that money is spread out across different nodes instead of being concentrated in one node. This means that there are no middlemen and all transactions are done directly between the two people. There aren't any parts of the system that depend on any one person. It's hard to say what a node is. Google says that a node is a point where lines or paths meet or branch. It's a central or connecting point. Traditional finance nodes were banks or a place where you could cash a check. Anyone can be their own node today. The informed individual can have complete control over their money and do what they want with it too. While those who have held this ultimate power over the masses for centuries do so with the goal of maintaining the civilized order of things. You see, every man is a good man in their own eyes. I remember a 200-year-old quote from Adam Smith who said, "Men of the same profession never gather together except to conspire against the general public." What conspiracy do I speak of? The traditional economic model is the conspiracy. Taxation is robbery based on monopoly of weapons. Rent is the daughter of taxation, the taxation of land by private groups based on monopoly of land. Interest is the son of rent, the rent of money based on monopoly of coinage. In free market competition would drive price down to the level of cost or close to it. In monopoly capitalism, price always equals at least cost plus taxation, plus rent, plus interest. Monopoly capitalism is not a free market, no matter what you've been told. Of all the power struggles embroiling the world today, the most important power on this planet is brain power. We can all agree that there is power in holding all the weapons, i.e., government. There is power in controlling land, i.e., landlords. There is power in monopolizing currency, i.e., the banks. But brain power, the work of artists, scientists, philosophers since the dawn of humanity, but especially those of the 19th century, created a real world over which monopolies fight each other in the 20th centuries. Similarly, as we speak, brain power is creating the real world, the 21st century, over which the current monopolies are fighting over. The brain people create the realities over which the power people fight each other. The brain people even design the techniques of the fight. DeFi is one of the answers that the brain people came up with to dissolve inequality, disenfranchisement, racism, and monopolies.
Okay, look, I'm not going to bet the entire future of my new internet and everything I've worked for on becoming the next Bitcoin. You really expect me to do that?
There are very few things that I will defend with true passion. Medical marijuana, the biblical Satan as a metaphor for rebellion against tyranny, and motherfucking goddamn cryptocurrency.
You see, anyone can criticize the national deficit and the way a country runs its economy, but it takes a special type of person to actually do something about it. DeFi is a real-world solution coming from a virtual space. People are solving economic dilemmas in real time on a scale never witnessed before on this planet. In this day and time, if you are an informed individual on this planet, you should think of yourself as the power elite. I'm not telling you to invest in DeFi, this is only a glimpse into what it is and from where it has irrepressibly emerged. Space migration from geospace to cryptospace is in full effect. Where will it leave you? If you're interested in courses on finance and how to leverage your credit so you can invest in DeFi projects and escape the tyrannical monopolies of geospace, if you want to find the cryptospace doorway to freedom, click the link to my website in the description. Thank you for tuning in.